The cargo bay of the Vanguard's Echo reeked of burnt metal and ozone. Captain Arendax knelt beside the crumpled figure in the corner, his combat scanner still blinking red with threat warnings. The battle had ended 3 minutes ago, but his heart hadn't stopped racing. "Stay with me," he said, reaching for the helmet of the wounded soldier. The armor was unfamiliar, sleek, obsidian black, covered in symbols he'd never seen in any galactic database. A gloved hand shot up, weak but desperate, catching his wrist. "Please." The voice was distorted through the helmet's vocoder, crackling with static. "Don't reveal me," Aaron froze. There was something in that plea, not just fear but terror, the kind that came from knowing something worse than death. "You're hurt," he said firmly. "That suit's leaking coolant and God knows what else. If I don't get you medical attention, you don't understand." The figure's breathing was labored, each word a struggle. "If you see, if you know, everything changes." Aaron had been a pilot for the Terran Coalition for 12 years. He'd fought the Kryn swarms at the edge of nothing. He'd survived the siege of Proxima Station. He'd seen things that would make civilians weep. But something about this moment made his instincts scream at him to stop, to walk away, to leave this stranger to their fate. He didn't listen. His fingers found the helmet's release mechanism. The figure tried to resist, but their strength was failing. With a hiss of depressurizing seals, the helmet came free. Aaron's blood ran cold. Lieutenant Kira Solon stared up at him with eyes that were far too human, and yet not human at all. Her face was unmistakably that of his wingmate, the woman who died 6 months ago when her fighter had been consumed by a Kryn plasma burst. He'd watched her die. He'd delivered the eulogy at her memorial service. He'd drunk himself half to death trying to forget the sound of her final transmission. But it wasn't just that she was alive. Her skin held a faint luminescence, like starlight trapped beneath flesh. Where blood should have been seeping from the gash on her temple, something else flowed, silver like liquid mercury, already beginning to seal the wound. And her eyes. They reflected light like a cat's, but with colors that didn't exist in any human spectrum. "Kira?" The name came out as barely a whisper. She flinched at the sound of it. "I'm sorry, Aaron, I'm so sorry. You died. I saw you die. You saw what needed to be seen." Her voice was clearer now without the helmet, musical in a way that made his chest ache. "The Kira Solon you knew, she was real. But she was also a cover, a necessary lie." Aaron's mind raced. "What are you?" "Human," she said quickly. "I am human, just evolved, changed. We're called the Ascended, humans who volunteered for the Prometheus Project 50 years ago. We were supposed to be humanity's answer to the Kryn, to every threat in the galaxy that saw us as weak, primitive prey." She tried to sit up, and he helped her despite his shock. The silver substance, her blood, was already crystallizing, the wound healing before his eyes. "We were enhanced," Kira continued. "Genetically, cybernetically, in ways that blur the line between organic and synthetic. We're faster, stronger, nearly impossible to kill. We can survive in vacuum, process information like quantum computers, interface directly with any technology. We were made to be perfect soldiers. Then why hide? Why fake your death?" Pain flickered across her luminous features. "Because the galaxy isn't ready for us. When the first Ascended revealed themselves, the other species panicked. Even our own people were terrified. They called us abominations, weapons too dangerous to exist. The Coalition's own council tried to have us exterminated." Aaron felt sick. "So you've been fighting in secret?" "For 6 months, yes. There are 47 of us left, operating in the shadows, doing the missions too dangerous or too dirty for anyone else. We're the reason the Kryn offensive stalled. We're the reason 3 human colonies weren't glassed last month." Her eyes met his, desperate for understanding. "We're trying to save humanity, Aaron. But if the truth gets out, if people know we're still alive, they'll hunt you. They'll do worse than that. They'll use us as an excuse to tear the Coalition apart. The Zendari already suspect humans are hiding something. If they learn about the Ascended, they'll declare us a threat to galactic peace. It could mean war. Real war, not just border skirmishes." Aaron stood, pacing the cargo bay. His entire worldview was crumbling. The woman he'd mourned, the friend he'd lost, she'd been something beyond human all along, and he'd never known. "Why tell me this now?" he asked. "Why not just disappear again?" "Because you saved my life. Kira's voice was soft. That plasma hit should have killed me, but you pulled me out of the debris field. You brought me here. I owe you the truth, even if it destroys me. Destroys you? Kira, I'm not going to— You have to report this. She cut him off, struggling to her feet. The silver wounds on her body were almost completely healed now. You're a coalition officer. You have a duty. Aaron stared at her, at this impossible, beautiful, terrifying thing wearing his friend's face. The woman who'd saved his life a dozen times, who'd taught him how to execute a perfect barrel roll, who'd laughed at his terrible jokes and covered for him when he showed up hungover to briefings. He thought about what revealing her would mean. The fear it would cause. The chaos. Then he thought about what it would mean to stay silent. To let this thing, this person, continue to exist in the shadows, protecting people who would kill her if they knew the truth. Your helmet, he said finally, picking it up from the floor. Kira's eyes widened. Aaron malfunctioned during the engagement. He handed it to her. You'll need to get it repaired before your next deployment. I recommend the tech bay on Station Orpheus. They're discreet and don't ask questions. For a moment she just stared at him. Then something that might have been tears, or might have been something else entirely, gathered in those impossible eyes. Thank you, she whispered. Don't thank me yet. Aaron moved to the bay doors, initiating the opening sequence. Just promise me something. Anything. Keep saving them. Keep saving us, even if we don't know, even if we can't thank you. He looked back at her one last time. And Kira? Don't die again. I don't think I could handle another funeral, she smiled. That same crooked smile he remembered, and pulled the helmet back on. The moment it sealed, she was transformed back into an anonymous soldier, indistinguishable from any other warrior in the galaxy. See you out there, Captain, her distorted voice said through the vocoder. Then she was gone, disappearing into the darkness of space, leaving Aaron alone with a secret that could change everything, and the knowledge that sometimes the greatest act of courage is choosing not to reveal the truth.